Upon arrival of the Oting and the Mon district, we were stopped actually, and we were stopped literally by the government. I would say that upon fact finding, it was precisely told by us that we asked them who has ordered. Then they said it's the government who has told precisely the party should not be allowed to enter. Then, when we were in the gate, there were numerous vehicles being plying up and down, and that also not in a single file, but it was in enormous group that they were plying up and down both ways. And there was a very narrow bridge over there, and the gate was there. So the situation was not very conducive, I would say, that time, because our party members also had come, and we had categorically told that we are not here for any political motives, but we are here just to meet the bereaved family and to give a condolence from the party side. So, after a lot of talk and discussion, then they literally, then afterwards, even the press had come there, then saying the situation was not very good and the situation is going to be very volatile. Then they said, okay, you are able to go and you will be allowed to go. So that's how we got the permission to go. But then I would say that we went because we had a tough argument, so we were probably let go. But what about the other parties, those who are not allowed to go? So this is being very biased. And being biased, I would say that why was the other party like NDPP, RPP or the BJP were allowed to go? And why were the reporters of others also were allowed to go, but there were certain reporters which was not allowed to go? So categorically they have at least probably handpicked a few who should go and who should not go. So this is not good in a democratic country. We are not in authoritarian city. We are not in a dictatorial city or in the state. So I feel that we, being in a democratic country, we need to know the facts and we need to allow everybody to move to and fro. And being within Nagaland, I think nobody can be able to stop the Nagas from entering within a Nagan territory unless there is a very volatile situation and not conducive. So this is what went wrong. But anyway, after all that hiccup that we had, we were allowed to finally enter, and we went and visited the site and everything. So upon hearing all that we could hear, it was found out that everything was staged. The army has staged everything. If it was a mistaken identity, fine. Then if it was a mistaken identity, why were they carrying all the old, camouflage clothes to be put onto the dead people? Why were the dead people rolled in a probably poly bag and hidden in the back of the truck? And the first party left early, second party was caught by the villagers upon hearing so much gunshots and their family not coming home. So this was, I believe, all staged because they were keeping all the old clothes, camouflage clothes, and some of the guns and ammunitions, and also some of the material, like to make sure that those deceased people will be, the clothes will be put on with the camouflage and put some guns across them and say that they were killed in an encounter. So which is very common in the Northeast. So such are the things that which is not very good. So we feel that army should not promote themselves. Probably they were doing that to get elevated from their rank, or they wanted to literally have this peace talk sabotaged. Okay, so they want to actually, the peace talk which is going on, they want to derail it. So probably could be that also. So there could be many things that the army could have been trying to do it. So we feel that this is not a good step, and the massacre which was done, it was not human. It was a blunder that they have made. So we feel that there has to be an action taken, and there has to be a very strong action against all these perpetrators, and condolence obviously to the bereaved family that we do have in mind. And I would say that the press media should also play a very vital role in this. And I would like to mention too, you're not being biased obviously, but I would like you to be very non-biased and try to stick ground and try to help the people which is right and wrong. And as far as possible from our side, we also feel that the condemning of the probably the state administrative and the district administrative, this has to be condemned, because if they had intervened, had the DC and the SP intervened on time, this wouldn't have taken place. And even the villagers told us they did not come on time, and they came at the fag end when everything had been over. So they should not have taken this matter in a very, very a small, like a iota kind of a matter they should have taken. And this is a matter which was very serious. So many people have been massacred, but why did the district administrative take it very cool and calm? So this is also something went wrong. So henceforth, I feel that the press media should also support this, and officers should be removed, not only in Nagaland, but the entire Northeast, and justice should be given to the people. Thank you.
NPP as a political party, we have made certain demands, and let me just go to the point one by one. NPP state would like to demand that all the Jawans involved in the massacre be given capital punishment, and we want the human rights organization, like to name few, like NPMHR, to take this matter seriously, to bring justice to the people of Nagas. We demand they should be tried as any criminal in the civilian court. The central government should also sanction their prosecution immediately. And the next point is suspension of DC and SP for their negligence, which has happened just a couple of days back. And last but not the least, NPP demand the repeal of ASPA. So these are the few demands which, as a political party, National People's Party, are very serious, and like my colleagues have already mentioned, till the end, we will stand for the people of Nagas. And I would like to, like I said, appeal all the civil societies, different NGOs, to come forward and be a part of it. Thank you.